Hi, I'm Betsy Auwerda. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in the fall of 2013. How I was diagnosed was one morning I woke up and I couldn't walk. The day before I was fine, and then I woke up and I couldn't walk and I couldn't stop throwing up. So I was like bear crawling into the bathroom. And so I got into some specialists pretty quickly because I was so extreme. But with that, it took me like projectile vomiting in an ENT office while they were doing balance tests on me for them to be like, hey, we're going to order an MRI. So they ordered an MRI. And then I couldn't get into a neurologist for months. And so we just went to the ER. And the ER doctor that was checking me out, he had me do this thing where you put one foot in front of the other, and I couldn't do it, and it's called truncating. And since I had gotten the MRI done the day before, they had the neurologist that was on call come and diagnose me in the ER. So from there, I had to do a spinal tap because you have to confirm multiple things when you're getting diagnosed with MS. So I had a lot of lesions that are MS lesions, which are different than other types of lesions. I had a lot of them, but I still needed to do spinal tap. So they said, we're pretty sure you have MS, but you have to get the markers from a spinal tap. So the next day I did that, and then I heard back, and then I got into neurologists pretty quickly. I didn't have the best experience with my first MS clinic because the one they wanted me to go to was too full. Eventually, I ended up at that MS clinic, and I'm a lot happier. They, I think, provide better care. It's not contagious. They don't know what causes it. They do know that more women than men have it. If you're farther away from the equator, you have a higher chance of getting it. And living in Salt Lake City, Utah, I'm not that close to the equator. Other things that have happened. So I had most of my lesions are on my frontal lobe, which is what controls your emotions. And so then a couple months after I was diagnosed with MS, I was in a psychiatric hospital because since my lesions were affecting my emotions, then I got like a psychiatric thing, and my MS doctor thinks they're all correlated because a lot of people with MS struggle with psych things. So then I was diagnosed with bipolar 1. And that was just as challenging dealing with that as it was getting MS, because it was two big things right next to each other. And then since then, I was diagnosed with another condition called CVID. My MS doctor wanted me to put me on this new medicine called okra. And to go on that, they have to check your B cells, and mine were really low, so I couldn't go on that. As far as treatment with MS, I started out with Copaxone shots, which is shots you inject yourself every day with. Didn't like it, grew a lot of new lesions, it didn't work. My second treatment was Tisabri, which I really loved it so much. It was a once a month infusion where I went in and they just gave me an infusion every month, but I'm JVC positive, which is a virus that you're born with or you're not born with. And it became too dangerous for me to stay on it. I'm currently taking Tecfidera, which is a pill twice a day. I don't love it, to be honest, because it's gotten better, but at first I was throwing up like every time I ate, and I get really nauseous very easily with it, and I kind of had that stuff had tapered off. MS is a huge part of my life and how things go, and I get exhausted super easy. Sometimes it's hard to talk about because people just say like, oh, you're going to end up in a wheelchair, or they just kind of too assuming, but like I have an Instagram that's just for like my health stuff. And I think connecting with other people that have MS has been a game changer. It's like a really good thing. But anyways, it's a life-changing thing, but it's not the end of the world. I think everyone has stuff. This is just the stuff that I've been dealt. So it's good right now. I haven't had a relapse in a couple of years. And my psych stuff is good. My CBD ID stuff is good. It just takes time to figure out what's going on and why it's happening. But yeah, I hope you're having a good day. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good one. Bye.